A very good afternoon, participants. I welcome all the participants to the 10th day of the online course on human rights education for women. I personally appreciate all the participants for showing keen interest on the subject. Today, we are going to have Dr.J.Subramanian, Associate Professor, Department of Political Science and Public Administration, Annamalai University, as our resource person for this afternoon. Sir is one of the senior most faculty members of the Department of Political Science and Public Administration. He has done research on secularism. Sir has completed successfully research projects on human rights and other issues sponsored by ICSSR. And Sir has also organized a national seminar in our university, always playing a very influential role in the department, in our organization of various training programs, workshops, and seminars. Sir is going to talk on role of media and NGOs in the protection and the promotion of human rights. Today, every one of us know the value of media in bringing the human rights violations worldwide. Especially after the advent of social media, we come to know the different kinds of human rights violations at different corners of the country. So this is the media which brings all the human rights violations to the public. And the role of NGOs in promoting and protecting the human rights is more important one in the field of human rights. Even today, Amnesty International is one of the international NGO having the reliable source of information. This NGO supplying data, statistics, information even to the governments. Then you can realize the role of NGOs in the protection and the promotion of human rights. So today, Sir is going to talk on this very important topic to all the participants. Now I request and I invite Dr. J.Subramanian sir to talk on this topic. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all. First of all, I thank to the head of the department and my dear colleagues, research scholar, student friends, for giving me the opportunity to take part into the proceedings of this online certificate program related to the women and human rights. Today, I will going to talk about the role of media and the NGO in the protection and the promotion of women rights. The Balamurugan introduced me as exemplary manner, given a more idea about me. But when he was announced about the topic, there is little correction. I am going to talk about more on women rights, the role of media and the NGO and the protection and the promotion of women rights. Women rights and human rights, almost it is complementary with each other. Nothing is a drastic difference between these two. Women rights means nowadays it is focused as a human rights. Not only that, nowadays human rights means major core idea is women, children, and transgenders. They are also human beings. They are also have to enjoy the human rights. But major focus, attention given by whether it's a media, common people, by the academician, normally all the people have to give a more importance to the women rights. So that's why even we are also conducting the online program for the benefit of the student, women rights and the human rights. So today I will give you more attention. Up to my level, I will try to convince you the role of media in the protection of promotion of human rights and the role of NGO in the protection and promotion of human rights. It is a two different theme, two different phenomenal activity. but that authorities have selected and combined. These two may be a significant role in the world order, especially in the human rights. Past 7 days, starting from the meaning, nature, important, and various aspects of the human rights and the human rights. There are international laws are pertinent to the human rights, and also there are many more resource persons. They have touched about various holistic idea about the human rights and human rights, especially NHRC, State Human Rights Commission, SHRC, social, religious, cultural aspects of women. So many processes they might have come across, they might have discussed in a detailed manner. But even day before yesterday, it is a penultimate session. Tomorrow maybe the online program will come to an end. But you might have seen that Shaktivel has narrated so many ideas related to the cyberspace or cyber world and human rights. When you look about the role of media and the NGO and the protection of promotion of human rights, let us go through in detailed manner. Let me today explain about skeleton. Later you can add a blood and flesh and you can make your own structure related to the woman rights with the help of media and the NGO, what they are doing in the society and the world arena. You might have known about the media is one of the significant tool. It has given a immense power. Media is doing a wonderful role, whether it is making a leadership, whether making a government, or you want to strengthen the women rights. So the media play a mitigating role. Without media nowadays we cannot imagine, because I will tell you later, because today lecture I will going to give you a detail about the media and women rights, NGO and women rights. Thereafter, a history of that NGO and women rights. Later, the combination of both the media and the NGO, how they have helpful to the women rights and the human rights in the world order. These are all the today's lecture. So you are all aware of that. UNO is playing a significant role for the development of human rights. The famous human rights activist Robert Allen has pinpointed that the evolution of human rights movement clearly illustrates humanity's ongoing struggle toward creating a better world. That means there are a number of human rights movement. They are emancipating the humanitarian background of knowledge. That knowledge will helpful to create a more awareness, human rights awareness, to make a better world. That was the ideology mentioned by Robert Allen. Another one of the quotation, famous quotation by Kofi Annan. The 21st century will be an era of NGOs. That means the future era will be occupied by the NGO. That means non-governmental organization. Even the Span, one of the famous American journal, they used to say that who will own the 21st century. That is a famous article, not by the Americans, not by the Europeans. It will be occupied by the China, Japan, and India. These are all three major countries going to occupy. I think you are all aware of nowadays where the pandemic event, the COVID-19 is doing a catastrophic activities in all over the world. So who will shine? Who will maybe the more economically well sustainable? Who will safeguard the human rights? Who will make a more social, cultural, and political stability in the state system? These are all million-dollar questions. There are leaders and the media and authorities are working together to make a better state system. So that's why the Kofi Annan, he was a former Secretary General of the UNO. He has mentioned that the 21st century will be an era of NGOs. So NGOs, they used to do a wonderful role. There are government systems are there, international government systems are there. That means international government means international organization. Only one international organization is in the world order. We used to discuss to the students when we are teaching about the international relations. The others are agencies of the international organization. Only one international organization is the UNO, United Nations Organization. Apart from that, others are maybe intergovernment or international government authorities or institution agencies are there, or organizations are there. They are doing the wonderful activity for safeguarding the human life in the world system. Anyway, friends, let me move on to our proceedings as usual discussion related to the role of media and the NGO in the promotion and protection of human rights. Human rights and women rights. You are all knowing that already. I told you it is human rights means it is equated with the human rights. Nowadays, there are many more people used to say that. Why we are talking about human rights violation? Media also given more attention, more projection for violation against the women. Why? Because we the human beings, we are all ill-treating. We are not at par treating the fellow beings or women to enjoy the certain rights. What we are having a parallelistic attitude towards treating the woman. That was one of the drawback in the system of our world political activity. Women rights are human rights. Human rights are human rights. Human rights means you might know about there are many other resource person, or you might have come across so many definitions or explanations related to the human rights. Human right is a basic rights or inherent rights to the human being, because as a human beings, especially whenever the dignity of the individuals are spoiled, it is a question of human rights violation. So the core objectives, the core tenant ideas of human right is dignity. Whenever the individual dignity, woman dignity, child dignity, or any other dignities are spoiled to the human being, whether it's a third gender or woman or man, it is called as human rights violations. So that's why the dignity play a major role for the development of human rights and the human rights. So that's why we have to treat all the people equally, whether a man, woman, and third gender, all should be treated equally. That's why media and the NGOs are playing a mitigating role to safeguard all these people rights. So human rights awareness is required to explicit the human rights awareness to be created by the media and non-governmental organization. They are doing a wonderful work. They are the number one sole authorities, media and non-governmental organization. You can see media. It is available. It is under your vicinity. You can see via television, newspaper, or so many medium. You are all connected with the media. Non-governmental organization also all over the world. There are plenty of n number of non-governmental organizations are existing. But they are all playing a significant role for the promotion and the protection of human rights. The role of media, as already I pointed out that media is playing a significant role in the world politics. It is creating a leadership. Media is playing a major role to establish the better mankind, peace, conflict resolution, non-violence, disarmament, even many other international foreign policy, the national interests are propagated by the media. Media diplomacy is one of the diplomacy used into the international politics. So media is doing a wonderful role in the protection of human rights and women rights also. They are having a more role for disarmament and also giving a more awareness for safeguarding the earth, save the water, and generating more idea related to the global warming and the ecological balance, disarmament. All these are all the major activity without any distinction, discrimination. Their main aim is they want to produce the fact to the society. That's why the media is doing a wonderful role. So the human rights were popularized by the media. Without media support, where we cannot even that online program, we are all convincing the student. We have to know little bit idea about the major aspects of human rights and the human rights. about the various meaning, nature, scope, and importance of human rights, international law, and national human rights commissions, and international covenant, and legal jurisprudence. Everything we are all gaining more knowledge with the help of our internet system or through social media. So that's why the media play a significant role in the human rights as well as in the human rights. So we will look about what is the meaning of media. Nowadays, the media is used as a truncation. Truncation means it is a symbol or a signpost like that. For example, if you look about or you want to think about Gandhi, immediately you can picturize, or you can have in a vicinity, or you can easily remember. Oh, Gandhi means wearing a specs. Or they can even cartoon scope also. They used to easily draw the pictures about the Gandhi. Suppose if you imagine nurse, immediately that wearing the white gown. Likewise, the truncation means where you have a symbol, male symbol, female symbol, transgender, where they are also putting a symbol. Likewise, the media means it is nowadays mentioned as the media of communication. Media is, it should communicate to the others, not confined to within a particular or narrow-minded manner or parochialistic way of expressing idea. It has some ubiquity. Cosmopolitan way of expressing the ideas or fact to the other is called as a media. So media means the dissemination of fact, real way of exercising or finding out the facts in a certain mediums. This may be because when the communication system is playing a major role. That's why media and the communication, always media is there, it should properly communicate to the others. That's why media of communication means the media. Nowadays, that is a terminology they are all used by the media persons also. So that's why the media is combination of so many activities. It is a dissemination of fact or find out the fact, opinion, entertainment, informations that will be established via magazines, banner, billboards, flex banners, cinema films, radio, televisions, the World Wide Web. That's why we used to jovially discuss about the cyber world along with our colleagues. The books, CDs, DVDs, video cassettes, computer games, and other forms of publishing materials are comes under the media. So these are all the tools which will communicate to the other persons in a realistic manner. That's why the ground reality, the media should reach to the all the people. So that's why the media refer to the media of communication. Media images are powerful tool of socialization because you are all aware of that. Everything is known to all the media images. That's why we are all always trust the images activities. Wherever you go to the office, we can look about Gandhiji and Ambedkar photos. Because the portrait, the images, that's why even we are all having, even Vivekananda used to say that when you want to generate your more idea, you should have a vicinity. You have to put on the vicinity about the contemplation. You have to bring it about everything in a pictures view. That's why we are all keen interested to listen or watch the more programs. So that's why the media images are powerful tool of socialization that shape both positive and negative attitudes of the society. You don't know about because nowadays all the medias, social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, these are all familiar in nowadays. Through that media, wherever any human rights violations are taking place or any kind of positive and negative activity, we can easily collect from the media. So media also doing a two important role. One is a positive role, another one is a negative role. The positive role of media is it will create a more empathy. So for example, through this online program, we are all getting a more knowledge. The knowledge has been imparted by the Department of Political Science to give you some idea, create some awareness to the human rights to the students and the common people. So you will, whenever you are gain, you will have a more empathy, psychologically empathy. You feel that you have a positive, okay, I have aware of human rights. Whenever human rights violations are taking place, so I will take into the judicial interpretation and I will fight for a human rights. So such a manner you can collect or gather the knowledge about the media. So that is a positive. You can gain more psychological empathy via media. That is a positive role. And another positive role is speedy communication. Media is to, suppose I want to convey my message to the others, how can I convey? Or how can I excel my idea to the others? So I need a medium of tools to express my idea that should reach to the others. So that's why I need a support of media. Not only that, it should have a speedy. If it is taking more time, it is going for everlasting way, or maybe it will take more long time to reach to the others. We cannot have a time to wait. So that's why the speedy communication is another significant role of the media. Media makes the world seem smaller. World is day by day shrinking, very small in nature due to the media explosion. Media is nook and corner. It is a fast network system where it is amplified manner. It is available to all the people. The media makes a world is a very small one, very tiny one. Now world is in the fingertips. That's why the world is become as a global village. Global village means many people thought that village means nothing is available. Nowadays, from town, all the people due to the COVID-19, people are coming from metropolitan city to the rural area. In those days, village is only self-sustainable, or sustainable developments are taking place in only village. Because village means where the pond is there, cultivation is there, temple is there, public market is there. That's why one village, they cannot know about what is taking place in another village. Because maybe the river crossed between the two villages means they don't know about what is taking place in the next village. So people live in their own village, all the facilities are available. Any stranger is coming means they know that, oh, a new person is enter into the village. Nowadays, world, through to the network, as well as that media explosion, the world is making as a small village, like a village. Everything they are all familiar within the area. Likewise, nowadays, world. In America, how many people are died by the COVID-19? What is the trade war between the China and the America? How the Pakistan is infiltrating in the Jammu and Kashmir? Everything we are all aware of. If there is any Amazon forest is fire, we can easily come to know about by the media explosion. So that's why that media is bringing the world is become as a small global village. So such a manner, media is doing an effective work. And also media also built a good relationship. That is one of the positive, because via media there are misusing there, even cyberspace and human rights violation. You might have come across so many ideas. So nowadays that media is creating more creativity, where you can share your knowledge. You can share, even nowadays NGOs are using via media, whether they are creating a trusteeship among the persuasion, or they want to convince the people. We are doing a wonderful non-governmental organization. So we want to helpful to the child, or maybe the woman, those who are suffering from poverty, or any other type of empowerment of women. All these ideas are used in a positive manner by the media. So that's why media play a very significant positive role for the creation of the society. And also the media is also having a negative role. It also negative influence. So psychologically we may affected, we may have a psychological apathy. One side media is creating empathy. If you are having a more psychological disorder, it will lead to the psychological apathy. So that's why that media also sometimes do more physical disturbances. Suppose you are sitting in one place, long time sitting in one place and watching the TV, that means television. So automatically your body will not accommodate. Your body cannot accommodate this into the nature. So maybe obesity will come. So that's why that media also sometime it will create a more impact in the society in a negative manner. Suppose wrong propagating the news, or fake news are created by the media, it will spread catastrophic events, or the violence will create, or society also sometimes there is a more violence will break out. So that's why even sometimes it is damage your time. Even that's why many people watch the TV. It is called as idiotic box. But people used to spend more time. Maybe watching news or some other important program they can watch, or maybe starting from early morning to them before going to the bed. They used to watch continuously taking food. But sometimes it's television is a time eater. So the lavishing, extravagance manner they are spending with the media, or maybe always surfing the smartphone, and wasting the time. So some other way, there are positive and negatives are there in the media. So media play a significant role for the development of the society and human rights, especially in human rights. So media play a significant role, important role, pivotal role for making a people aware of. Suppose media only projecting. So these are all the pitfalls are there. These are all the lacunas are there in the human rights field. So these are all the abuse are taking place against women. So all these ideas are come to know by the media. So media and the human rights are complementary with each other. So whenever human rights violations are there, media will project and try to find some solution to solve the problem. So such a manner, media and the human rights are playing a significant role. So media not only educate the people, it not only create the human rights education and the human rights awareness, and also realize the duty of the citizens, what to do in the society. So that's why even election time, you might know about the role of media. Or nowadays also even many people are, that's why when I want to say about the negative role of the media, because people used to keenly watch more on COVID-19 and the impacts in the world order. Many people, they might have take it wrongly, always watching the negative ideas from the news. It is not a negative idea, but some people, they have interested to watch the news. What will happen? It may be COVID-19 or that virus may affect me, my health or like that. They have some kind of psychological disorder. So this is whatever we can collect from the media, you have to take it. Beyond that, you cannot waste your time. So such a manner where the media has to play a significant role for educating the people, and also creating an effective role for the better communication tool to explain the knowledge related to the human rights. And also because if you look about the media nowadays, it is doing a wonderful role. Reporting. Medias are reporting about the grand reality, wherever or whenever there is a human rights violations are taking place. Immediately they are reporting and analyzing. There are ways and means possible way how to eradicate or remove the human rights violations, and the commenting. So these are all the new role and commenting. This is the way we can do alternative. Okay, we'll give you more NGOs and we will educate them. Furthermore, they will give you more awareness to the common people to eradicate the human rights violations. So likewise, these are all the major role done by the media and the human rights. Now we will move on to the non-governmental organization. Initially, I told you that media and NGOs are playing a pivotal role for the strengthening and promoting the human rights and human rights. Media is one side, strengthening and promoting the human rights and human rights. Non-governmental organization, NGOs, you cannot see, but it is a visible in nature, but silently they are also doing and safeguarding the women and human rights. Globally, non-governmental organizations are doing a wonderful role. It is not officially, you cannot treat as a, because the term government, many people thought that non-governmental means why they have used a governmental. Government is, their role is, they are the, that's why Leacock used to say that government is a living tools of the state. Now state is protected, people, territory, the government is a tool to protect the people and the territory in an effective government system. So non-government, they are called as a third volunteers. Media is a fourth estate, I will tell you later, because we will connect, because the state consists of 4 elements, you are all aware of that. So sovereignty is a fourth element of the state. But even if you look about nowadays, the media is called as a fourth estate. Non-governmental organization is called as a third volunteer in the state system. There are public, that means government, private, PPP, public-private partnership. There are government, private government, like that. They used to call it public management, private management, like a private government. Government means that they govern, good governance. Somehow they have a modality. They have to make a better policy decision. That's why government. There are 3 organs are there. Executives are the policy makers. Legislatures is a lawmaking body or lawmaking house. Judiciary, law interpretation. That's why government has to do some kind of, some sort of effective system to the society. Likewise, here non-government, they are not funded by the government. They are not directly affinity to the government, but they can act like a self-sufficient government system for doing a wonderful to the people. That's why it is called as a non-governmental organization. So people or citizen quite often realize the role of, because citizen means already, I think maybe in the another lecture I have given for the fundamental rights, where citizen means a person who enjoys the both civil and political rights. So likewise here, citizens, he has to know about the private volunteers. So the non-governmental organization is playing a wonderful role for safeguarding the rules and regulation of the state, because they come voluntarily. That's why it plays a significant role. NGO monitor the actions of government and the pressure them to act according to the human rights principles. So NGO is doing a wonderful work. It is a monitoring action of government and pressure them to act according to the human rights principles. So non-government organizations always insisting that people have to do work, or maybe whenever any violations are taking place or child labor is there, non-government organizations go and try to eradicate the child exploitation. So likewise, they are doing a wonderful work. If you look about the over the period, why we are all talking about more on civil movement or NGO movement activity, and the next maybe we are going to have a break within 2 minutes. So I will tell you later, because if you look about Rosa Parker, she was a first lady. Women rights is become as a popular in all over the world because of Rosa Parker. You might have aware of that lady. When she was traveled on the bus, she was a black lady. When she was traveling on the bus, white people has thrown out from the bus. So that day onwards, that's why the civil liberty movement was started by her. That's why she was called as a first lady of civil liberty movement. Thereafter only, I think maybe F.D. Roosevelt, wife, first lady of US, Eleanor Roosevelt, you might have heard about. She was a first chairman of United States of American Human Rights Commissions. That means like NHRC in India, first Human Rights Commission of ESA was headed by Eleanor Roosevelt. That means first lady of F.D. Roosevelt. So they played a significant role. Thereafter, I think many people, even Jayaprakash Narayan in India, civil liberty movement has started because of the impact of the Western politics. So my dear friends, let me stop here. I think maybe you can re-log in after 1 minute. I think maybe it's a technical system, because time is allotted for 45 minutes for first session. That means initially the Zoom is allowed. Maybe next half an hour, we will be resuming the next same user ID and password. We can look into the discussion. We can, what are the major activities and role of the NGO in detailed manner. So usually the meaning of the NGO clearly indicated that NGO means it is a restricted to do certain activity, especially social, cultural and environmental advocacy groups, or they do always wonderful service to the people. For example, in college days, students might have knows about national service schemes or NCC, National Cadet Corps. So likewise, their main aim is they want to do service. That's why whenever nation is required your service, render your service, you have to do. But likewise, you can do voluntarily service to the safeguarding the earth, or maybe protection of environment, or whenever there is a pollution is there, to eradication of pollution, where you have to involve about direct action as a group. It is called a non-governmental group, where you can do wonder to the society. So that's why the NGO play a significant role. So if you look about, that's why the voluntary citizen, NGO is a non-profit and voluntary citizen group. Voluntary citizen, while citizen voluntarily come forward, they can do certain service to the people and society. So that NGO is available in international level, national level and local level. Their main task is the common interest, the public interest. Likewise, if you look about whenever the nation is going to take any policy decisions, they will look about the national interest. If the people interest is not advocated by the government, there won't be any policy decisions won't be taken by the government. For example, the national interest means people interest. Suppose India want to have a tie-up with the China or America, the people have to give their opinion, public opinion, their interest. Whenever they're interested, if they are against that policy, it won't become as a bilateral agreement between the two nations or multilateral agreement. It won't take place. So likewise, where the voluntary citizens means that non-governmental organization groups, where they have to make their interest to create a awareness to the peoples. So that interest, common interest of the NGOs are, they want to make a better activity to the people. The main task of the NGOs are altruism, principles, and volunteerism. These are all the major common interests. They have their own agenda, principles, or objectives. So I am going to work for a helpful to the widows, or age-old home I am going to set up. So likewise, any kind of common interest and altruistic. You should have the well-being of the society attitude. So, and also you should have some principles. So that's why these are all the major principles of the NGO. And also the NGOs are having their specific issue. They will more concentrate on human rights issue or environment issue, health issue, because I think Millennium Development Goal has given a more important to the right to health and right to development. So the NGOs are willing to do certain works related to the enhancement of the people health, and also their aim is, or they have issues where whenever there is a poverty is taking place, they want to eradicate it. And also rehabilitation. Nowadays you don't know about COVID-19, where people are migrating from one area to the another area, where rehabilitation, resettlement is one of the hectic tasks. After end of the Second World War, many nations are, I think especially European countries, those who are involved into the Second World War, their infrastructure was totally damaged, collateral damage. So at that time many nations come forward. So they are doing helpful hand. For example, even international level also, where they used to do certain help to the other countries. So the rehabilitations. So whenever there is any settlement of life, or maybe nowadays life and lives and livelihoods are highly questionable due to the COVID-19. So NGOs come forward, they take it. This is there are no people are not having a shelter, or they are not having a proper house. So they want to do rehabilitation. That's why I told you in end of the Second World, European countries, there are many more countries are come forward to do. That's why many other international organizations, especially international NGOs are there. Even I will tell you, because first when you look about the history of NGO, I will tell you later in the next slide, where the Red Cross, you are all aware of that. Swiss is a first country started that Red Cross Society. That was a major first non-governmental organization, I think, but it is legally affirmative one. It is a confirmed one, but others are not legally entitled to do exercise. Or that is another part we'll see later. That's why, because there are a number of non-governmental organizations come forward to the rehabilitation of Europe. Nowadays, the COVID-19, many people are not having a shelter. Even recent Hindu newspaper last week also I have seen that, where Madras, some other non-governmental organization, the migrant laborers, those who are moving from Tamil Nadu to the Andhra, where few NGOs are, they have provided food and they have asked you to stay in the NGO organization shelter place, or likewise there are people come forward. And also there are the main task or specific idea the non-governmental organization focus is employment. Even we'll see that there are national level, India level, that the non-governmental organizations are working for, because unemployment opportunity is gearing up. Nowadays, people will face a more unemployment crisis. I'm not threatening, but there are groups, there are NGOs are working for dealing or providing a job. Whenever there is a job opportunity, they will indicate. Or they can also have interview the eligible candidate, and they will also provide a job, better job to them. Likewise, there are many more issues are there, but even the legal guidance also provided. Many other NGOs are providing a legal support to the common people. Likewise, there are number of the way where the issues are focused by the NGOs. The NGO classifications. Now we will look about. These are all familiar where it is available etymologically. Let me go through, because I have more than 50 slides. I think time within 20 minutes. Let me go through all other aspects in a detailed manner. So NGO classification by the level of orientation they can do, trained the people. So we, the teacher, we are all trained by our senior staff members, how to handle the class, how to we can interact with the people. Likewise, where there are a certain orientation is available to the NGOs, because their orientation, what they will do, NGO, what they have to do, they have a maximum charitable orientation, because few friends join together, or few faculty members, even recently our department faculty members, the people are suffered, our students are suffered by the COVID-19 incident. So we have collected a money, we are doing a little bit helpful hands to the students, whatever the material provided up to our level. We are not having a more organized NGO system, but there are staff members. So likewise, there are certain NGOs are being a trust, and they have collect the money through charity. They have started NGO and they will do helpful to the others. So NGO, another level of orientation is service orientation. Charitable, they will do service orientation, and participatory orientation, and empowering orientation. So make the people to participate into the governmental affairs and non-governmental affairs activity, and also empowering the women and the children. And the main role of NGO, even I will say you later in our concluding remarks, because the NGO is giving a more enhancement or enunciation of women power is carried out by the NGOs. When you look about the women empowerment or women rights, only force that doing more wonderfully for empowerment of women is self-help group, and the NGOs are doing a excellent work for the promoting and the protecting of human rights. I'm not bulldozing, or I'm not saying that others are not doing, but through amicably we can see that how that non-governmental organizations are doing a wonderful service to the people. So such a manner where empowering was done to the woman with the help of NGOs. Then the level of operations. If you look about the NGO, they used to be a community-based organizations, or for your student community, or maybe women community enhancement or upliftment of women community they used to work for. And citywide organizations are there. National level NGOs are available, and international NGOs are available. So these are all the NGO classification. If you look about the features of NGOs or voluntary organization, there are number of the features are there. Let me fastly list down. Number one is support of democratic system. The NGO's main role is they used to give a more utmost importance to the support of democratic system, because democratic system where the main tenet of democracy is right to equality. If you are not treated equally, then there is no freedom. Nothing won't happen unless otherwise you are not enjoying the equality. There is no freedom. So freedom won't arise unless otherwise you are not enjoying the equality. Equality is provided, right to equality. I think maybe you are all well known about the right to equality. So democratic system is a chance to provide right to equality or equal manner, where the NGOs are working hard or making all to be enjoyed in a equal manner. So that's why democratic way of approach are carried out by the NGOs. So NGOs are another feature is salient feature of NGO is not profit basis function. It is not functioning on the basis of profit oriented. They are voluntarily or not self-centered. They are having a wide or a ubiquitous way of helpful to the others. Vociferous way of helpful to the others was a major concern of the NGO. Non-political in character. They are not affinity or having any banner under the name of the political identity or political party affiliations are not used by the NGO. So that is another important factors of the or features of the NGO. They are not having a political in character. They have their clearly defined objectives. NGOs features are is another feature is they clearly defined objective. They have their own agenda, clear objective. This is the way we are going to helpful to the upliftment of children, upliftment of women, or we are going to make some cotton industries, or we are going to fight against the pollution, or we are going to fight against the global warming. Likewise, they have some cleared objectives they are having, and a limited external control. They have a freedom. They can make their own way of, because it's an it is a non-governmental organization. Voluntarily, they are coming forward. It won't hurt. It won't disturb the others. So they can do more wonder. So there is no any external interference or not taking place. So voluntary character is another feature. Wide operational area. Positive contribution. NGOs are always doing a wonderful work to the society and common people, and need a financial support. Even if you look about the NGO management, where even our Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, recently has mentioned about there are many more NGOs are functioning in India, where they have to file or their whatever the tax collected by them, or they have to be pay the tax properly. So these are all ideas, because where the taxation of NGO is another significant role in the NGOs management, because many other organizations are receiving the money or getting a fund from international level or national level. They are misusing the fund. That's why the Prime Minister of India has asked the NGOs to support their or they submit their tax. What are the way they are spending the amount for the people, because they need a financial support. They are collecting from the common people, or maybe they have the trusteeship, or maybe through trust or some other way they have collected the money. But for running the voluntary organization, they need money. But later they are responsible to submit the account to the government if they require. But that is the NGO and the financial part. The interest is long-term project. NGOs are usually, they used to be a long-term project. For example, if you look about in India, FRAC is one of the best and long-term project in India. After the tsunami, there are many more projects are there, but they are having a long run. In a coastal area where they are running about, it is a Brazil-based project. I think you are all knowing about. You can cross-check later via media, because media is pouring more knowledge. Then activities of NGO. It will create awareness, protect the human rights, because activity images, they will create awareness. If the people are in election time, maybe the election campaign, they used to all should take part into the electoral process. Voting is your right. So likewise, they will create a more awareness. So the protect of human rights, encouraging rehabilitation, gainful employment. They used to make a more employment opportunity to all the people. There are reason means they inform to the youngsters and student friends. So these are all the way you can go to the job like that. They are all doing some other organization or NGO organizations are doing in a wonderful work. Combat man-made crises. Whenever there is a disaster, or they can make a better step to safeguard the people, or maybe the crisis management also there are guidance are given by them. The protect environment. These are all the, because they used to work for the safeguard the earth, and protecting the environment are also one of the major activities of the NGO. Advantages of NGO. NGOs are doing a more because there are pros and cons are there. If you look about the advantages of NGO, the ability to experiment freely. They have one of the advantages. They can do wonder within their frontiers. They can do whatever they want to do, helpful hands to others. They can do freely. Flexible in adapting to a localness, depending upon nature of the needs, they can do more flexibly. No need of any kind of concrete way or rigid manner they can take place. So they can easily move about. Another advantage is good rapport with the people. Usually the self-help group means, I think maybe you are all familiar. For example, I will tell you, don't make it into the more ticklish manner. So there are, for example, Agaram Foundation. It is started by Surya for educating the students, and also they are doing education to the women also, where they are having people have a certain affinity. They trust. Okay, there are some good NGOs are there. They will do wonder to the people, and they have their own. People are having their own identity. They have their own vicinity. They put on vicinity, and the speculation they are having. Okay, this is a good NGO. They will do wonder for the people. So likewise, there are many more activities are there, and ability to communicate, recruit the experts and highly motivated staff, and less restriction from government. So these are all one of the advantages. These are all the advantages of the NGO. Responsibilities of the NGO: act as a change agent. They will safeguard the environment, safeguard the human rights, and the representative of weaker sections, especially enhancement or enunciation of women power, empowerment of women are major role done by the NGO. Now let me fastly look about, because we are having a limited time. So history of NGO. Already I told you, I think maybe in 1945, where UN was clearly indicated what is a NGO. Where when the 1945, there are only 1083 NGOs are there. At present, around 30,000 in international level. In India level, we are having a 60,000 NGOs are available in India. So according to the UN, any kind of private organization that is independent from government control can be termed as a NGO. In some countries, the term NGO is applied to an organization that in another country would be called as a NPO, non-profit organization. That's why international NGOs were important in the anti-slavery movement, the movement for women's suffrage. Based on a Social Registration Act, NGO was approved in 1860. In India, estimated had around 60,000 NGOs in 2014. As per the record of 2014, there are 60,000 NGOs are there. So NGOs all playing a crucial role for safeguarding the human rights. They are doing a more wonderful work, promoting knowledge and sustainable developments are created by. Already I told you the history of human rights started from long back from the 1863 when the International Council of Red Cross was established. Since then, there has been a proliferation. There are a number of NGOs are concerned with the human rights. The most prominent among are you are all knowing about international juries, Amnesty International, Anti-Slavery Society, and the World Council of Churches. So these are all some major international non-governmental organizations. So even though the non-governmental organization available in international level and the national level and even state level, usually that NGO is called in another term as a private voluntary organization as well as the private development organization. Depending upon the nature of the work, it is called as a private development organization or private voluntary organization. Their main role is to stop the violence or maybe work for safeguarding the human life or livelihood of the people. So 1995 UN report, already I told you international level there are 29,000 international NGOs are there. In India, more than 2 million NGOs which are working different fields for various level for socio-economic justice. International Red Cross and Red Cross movement is the world's largest group of humanitarian NGOs. So they are all working for, I think maybe the Red Cross started in the year of 1863. That is one of the only, I think already I told you, the international organization with the affinity of the UN or it have a legal entity, others are not having. So there are many more explanations on that. Let me fastly look into go to the some important international NGOs. I think you are all familiar with that. Amnesty International, it have more than 150 country members are there. So where they also doing wonderful work. Human Rights Watch, Association of Prevention of Torture, Human Rights Action Center, Human Rights Without Frontiers, the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, and Simon Weinstein Center, that is also prestigious and Jewish groups. Where in Brazil they have started because whenever Jewish peoples are not safeguarded in the world level, I think you are all knowing about Ben Gurion was a first leader who created a separate state for the Jewish people. That's why Lebanon crises are going on. There are a number of the way where people are working for solving the Lebanon-Israel crisis. So that's why that Brazil also play a significant role in all over the world about that the Jewish community to be safeguarded. Likewise, there are international human rights or NGO organizations are there. Some national human rights NGOs are there. I think SLAB movement, you don't know about wherever you are going to the public lavatory or public convenience where you can see about SLAB movement, where they want to do a better welfare activity to the Dalit people. They are all doing a more menial or scavenger work for safeguarding them, where SLAB movement is a NGO movement started in India where they are working for upliftment of the weaker section. Then Butterfly, that is NGO, it is working for child development. Then Child Relief and You Cry, it is also one of the organizations where it is helpful to the children and also giving paying more importance to the women children also. Shahali and Chetna, that is an NGO available in Delhi where they have filed a case in the court for women protection, where they have won the case against the Delhi police. But Delhi police harassed the woman while she was traveling, one girl traveling on the vehicle, where the police stopped and beaten her. So later police has given a compensation to her because that was succeeded by Shahali and Chetna. They are doing a wonderful and legal level activity for safeguarding the women rights. The campaign against child labor, that is another NGO available in national level. Ramakrishna Mission Home Service, that is also familiar. People Union for Civil Liberties, already I told you, because 1976 Jayaprakash Narayanan started People Union for Civil Liberties, following or drawn the ideas from the movement from America. Likewise, also where Jayaprakash Narayan established in India, People Union for Democratic Rights, and Bhatmuti Morcha. These are all the national, and also there are few more available. Action Aid India, that's also working for women. Apnalaya, they are also, it started in the year of 1973. They are also working for upliftment of women and women empowerment. Buriya India also, that is also given a more, that's also NGO working for the empowerment of the woman. Sakya Women Guidance Cell, that's also cell is working for empowering the woman. So these are all there. Apart from that, there are intergovernmental and governmental organizations are there, that you are all familiar already. In previous lecture, you might have seen that one. Office of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights, that is Intergovernmental and Human Rights Council, United, I think UNESCO, and the Office of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. So these are all the intergovernmental or international level organizations safeguarding the human rights and also doing a wonderful role in NGOs in Tamil Nadu. There were 69,582 NGOs in India and 4,127 NGOs as per the June 15 record in Tamil Nadu, where they registered, and with the reference to the NGO partnership system portal I have collected from that. So in Tamil Nadu, around about 4,000 NGOs are there. For example, Amar Seva Sangam, Annai Charitable Educational Trust, and Hope House. Hope House is giving a more helping hands to the orphaned children, other things are there. So promotion and protection of human rights and role of NGO, I think you are all familiar. I think they are doing a wonderful work, and they are doing more service to the common people. Voluntarily they come forward and they are doing a wonder service to the people. And also there are NGOs, and they are also worked for the well-being of the women. And there are many more cases are there, Visakha and others versus state of Rajasthan and others, where the sexual harassments are, where they have then that case, the landmark judgment case, the sexual harassment has been decided by the court, where it is a violation against women. And on the People Union for Democratic Rights versus state of Bihar, that is also a case where it is also safeguarding the citizens and the women. And Shakhali, already I told you, that is a movement versus Commissioner of Police, where they also worked for rehabilitation compensation or given to the victims by the police people and the commissioner, where they have to pay the price and they have to give a rehabilitation to the affected woman. Such a manner, there are NGOs, they are all fighting to the court for the real justice. So NGO management and media communication. Nowadays, I think maybe NGO required a management and a better media communication. They required formulated communication strategies. NGO and media management is required for the effective way of functioning of the NGO and women rights or human rights. Managing communication, advertising, and personal persuasion. These are all one of the NGOs management. They have to manage the better communication. That's why they are seeking the advertisement. If you look about any time, you are surfing in the net, you can see that side, there are NGOs are there. Please, you contribute to them. Children's are maybe the cancer patient is there, child is not having a proper bread. Please, you can help. Likewise, there are some slide advertisements are going on while you are surfing in the net or any kind of browsing time you can look about. So such a manner where advertisement, persuasion, when they have to do properly, management manner. Then use of social media to motivate the others or behavior. That is another need of the management required by the NGOs. So they need a litigation, better litigation laws and rules and regulations are needed, and lobbying and public education is required. The role of NGO through media only it could be generated later. So the promoting and protection of rights by role of media, I think so far we have discussed in a detailed manner, because media, it will create a positive as well as negative impact in the society, because there are many more incidents, or they can positively, they can make it sometime, and now they nitty or maybe some narrow-minded purpose also they can generate it. So that's why media and protecting and promoting human rights in one way. Even there are many more cause of violations. Media also creating a cause of violation of human rights, and also media also playing a mediator role and rethinking the human rights. Such a manner, media is doing a wonderful role in the democratic system. It is promoting the human rights and women rights, media, and also helpful for the safeguarding the women rights, and also it also create a cause and also create a panic or disturbance to the violation of women rights as well as human rights. So it is doing a wonderful in a holistically. If you look about it, does both pros and cons. So we can analyze it and we can rethinking what are the way the media has to go furthermore to enhance the human rights or women rights. Now conclusion: media should become as a positive teaching resource. I think media should impart a good knowledge to the human rights. to the society, because if media is the only tools, effective tools, it is a fourth estate, it's a fourth pillar of the state, where it has to enhance a good idea, positive teaching resource to the people about the role of the NGOs and women rights and human rights. That's why the media should provide a positive teaching resources. The educational communication must lay down the better theoretical and human action. So educational communication, through education way, we have to be better theoretical based knowledge of what is human rights. So that's why these kind of online courses are helpful to say certain theoretical knowledge. Even that human rights developments are taking place because of utility theory developed by Jeremy Bentham, social utility theory. So that's why human actions are doing a wonderful role in the world of politics because of the theoretical knowledge. So media has to project or promote more idea related to the better theoretical knowledge. The need of women empowerment through NGO is another important factor nowadays. It is because that the NGO is doing wonderful work. But furthermore, the need of women empowerment, because NGO is the only activity where strengthening or through self-help, they are also doing a more beneficiary work to the women empowerment. Enhancement and emancipation of NGOs' role in the promotion and protection of human rights. So where the NGO role should be further enhanced via media, and also they have to promote more and protection role to the human rights. Another thing is ethics in organizations are degrading. Quite often I used to say that whenever ethics are followed in the organization, whether international or national level, state level, or self-help group, or media, or a person, individual, whoever may be, ethics means doing a righteousness. Aristotle has given a more explanation related to the ethics. So ethics in the organization, if they are doing properly, knowing what is right and wrong, there won't be any problem or question arising about human rights violation. The another significant factor is the decline of humanism in the organization or the state or society, where decline humanistic tendencies are declining day by day, through values declining or moralities are declining. So humanism and organization should go complementary with each other. Then only we can look about better media and the role of NGO and women rights, the human rights we can enjoy. And last one is humanitarianism. For human rights syntax, you might know about in India, stand is, I think, for respecting the another human beings. We are all in a, maybe you cannot imagine, if we are in 120th position. So our understanding the human beings are very downsizing position comparing with the international of human rights syntax. So humanitarianism, treating the another human being as a human being. So dignity manner means safeguarding the other people. These are all the major ideas. So far today I have given about the media and the NGO. They are the two ideas or techniques. They are all working for the betterment of promotion of protecting the women rights and the human rights. Thanks to one and all. Any queries you can ask me. I can answer for you.